Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today we're having a special video to celebrate that Jihyo is going to have her solo debut. I haven't done a video of this kind in a very long time, and I usually don't do them often, but for Jihyo I definitely want to do it since I really love her singing and I saw her perform and she was awesome. So I really want to kind of get an idea of what is going on with her right now and kind of like what's going to happen in her solo career, as well as like how will people perceive this. So there's 4 questions that we're going to, I guess, focus on in this video, and the first one is, how does Jihyo feel about her solo debut? And I guess we can just jump into it. So let's see, how does Jihyo feel right now with her solo debut? That's good. We have the Ace of Swords reverse, the Four of Wands, and we have the Six of Pentacles. So far it has been a very rewarding time for her, even if things feel a bit confusing and a bit messy. And I'm saying that because we have the Ace of Swords reverse, so that means that communication is not flowing through clearly. Her mind is kind of scattered everywhere. She may be thinking of a lot of things, which makes it kind of difficult for her to have clear judgment as well as a clear mind. It might be kind of difficult for her to get her ideas straight in such a way that she can communicate clearly what it is that she wants to say or whatever it is that she's thinking. And all of those things are kind of making it kind of difficult for her to concentrate. That's the main thing that I'm getting. And it could also be that she's also finding it kind of difficult to connect to her inspiration, her mind. Like she may find it kind of difficult to not only concentrate but also to connect to her creativity, or be able to find a channel or a way to properly communicate her ideas, in the sense of not only her thoughts but also her creative ideas. So if there's some more things I'm getting 2 things. One is that she put all of her creativity into her solo project right now, that she feels exhausted in that sense. Like all of her creative juices are gone. They have been depleted fully. And the other thing it could be is that she has been so busy that she has so many things going on at once that she can't multitask any more than she already is doing. So there is a sense of she's been just very busy with this Ace of Swords. So there's nothing that bad, but there is a sense of like there is this new beginning that she's about to start, or this new chapter, which clearly is her solo debut. And it has been quite the struggle bus for her. Not challenging in the sense that is displeasing. I don't know why that word came up necessarily, but it is more along the lines of it's just a natural course of things that makes it that she's just extremely busy. However, the other 2 cards that we have are actually very good. At the current moment, we have the Four of Wands, which kind of shows that she feels very comfortable. She feels at home. She feels safe. She feels like she is in the right place. She also feels very stable, especially with the actions that she's taking towards creating her solo debut. And I'm putting it that way in the sense of all the hard work that she has put into this, the energy, the everything that she has done to make everything within her power to make this project work, has been something that she feels very confident about. She feels secure and she feels very comfortable in the space that she's in. So either she works with very good people, or she feels like very confident with the skills that made her have the ability to see this project go through. So she's doing very well. Also, I do feel with here it's depicting a wedding, so there is a lot to celebrate. There is like this ceremony that is being officiated. Is that, I think it is a word, I just don't know if I'm using it right. And in this case, Jihyo also feels like there's this very strong commitment she has with her solo debut that will require even more of her time afterwards, and she is ready for it. She feels comfortable with the work that she has done, so she feels like ready to show it off to other people and kind of commit to her solo career in that sense. I do feel that that's kind of what's going on here. The last thing that we have right here is the Six of Pentacles. So she feels that she has put a lot of good work into her solo debut. Therefore, she feels like she will be rewarded accordingly. So in this case, I do feel that it could be money, it could be success, like of course, but there is this sense as well that whatever Jihyo's expectations are of the album, she feels very confident that she will achieve those goals. So if her goal was simply, I want to complete this and I want to make sure I gave my best so I have no regrets. I do feel that she will succeed in that because she already put all the work necessary to make that happen. The other thing is like if there's like a certain number or a certain form of success that will kind of show other people, see, I'm doing a good job. I can do well on my own or something along those lines. She has also put the hard work necessary to give those results. I want to say to yield those results. I'm using a lot of words I usually don't use, so I find that quite bizarre. But I guess those are words that fit Jihyo, even though I don't really talk like that. So that's kind of how she feels right now. She feels very confident. She feels like she will be rewarded for her hard work. She feels comfortable, confident, and even though she's like very busy, like her mind is super busy, she still feels pretty good. Now let's go to the second question, which is how how well will her solo do? So let's just take some tarot. So how well will Jihyo solo do? Okay, so the first card we have is the Five of Swords. We have the King. It looks like it's the King of Wands. It says right there, right? Couldn't see it. King of Wands. And we have the Seven of Swords. I cannot believe it. So with the Five of Swords, there is this energy where how well will she do? There's something weird or off about this energy because we have the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords, which are it's kind of difficult energy to deal with. Now, the best way I can explain this is that I don't want to think about this, but I'll bring it up in case it does happen. But maybe some numbers will be skewed somehow. I do feel that her hard work will be. It will not shine through in numbers somehow. I'm saying that because Swords does talk about intellect, so that automatically makes me think of what people's expectations are or the usual way of measuring something. It will not quite reach those numbers. Now, let's see. So, okay, let's go one by one. So, the Five of Swords usually talks about someone that wants to win at all costs. It talks about someone that will put a lot of effort to achieve their goals. And it also kind of shows the energy of an individual that has succeeded in something, like they have won a battle, but not the war type of thing. So, it seems like there will be a lot of challenges for Jihyo in her solo. I don't know who she will be going up against, and maybe that could be a challenge. Or maybe there is a sense of like, maybe Jihyo feels like, or maybe people are putting this energy in her solo debut where she feel like, maybe Jihyo doesn't feel this, maybe this is what everybody else feels, that Jihyo has something to prove. I don't know if it's either with numbers, with skill, or with just reception, so I guess how people perceive the album. I'm not too sure what people's expectations are, or what could be the reason that there's like this bittersweet type of victory. Like either she is doing well, but maybe not to the expectations people have, or maybe she is winning, but somehow she's being discredited for that. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we have the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords to me talks about betrayal, but it usually talks about lies, deception, hidden things, hidden information. So I do wonder, or I do believe that maybe there is something that is not being said about her solo debut. So how will it do? I do feel that another thing that is coming up, I do feel that there will be messages either through her songs, through her music, or the way that she describes her album, that people will be like, there is something that she's not talking about, or there's something that she's not saying, but it's loud enough. And I'm not saying this literally, but it's loud enough that people are like, I think I know what she may be talking about. So this could mean a couple of things. So either it could be experiences that Jihyo has had in the past that people kind of know about but do not know the full details of. And the other thing that this could be is that maybe Jihyo is talking about topics or experiences that she had on her own that are kind of difficult or challenging for her to talk about to other people or to kind of make it public. So I do feel that maybe Jihyo's putting herself in a very vulnerable place. So it's kind of like vulnerable in the sense of like this could be something that is really close to her heart, but not vulnerable to the point where people are going to see it at surface level. So unless people kind of dig a little bit deeper, they'll be like, oh, there's meaning here, there's depth here. But I do feel that could be a little bit bittersweet. Like maybe the message does not come across successfully to people, or maybe people are so focused on one thing that they don't receive the message. I mean, we do have the Ace of Swords reverse. So I do wonder if maybe whatever she's trying to communicate just doesn't go through to people, which, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but if that's Jihyo's goal, then it could be kind of challenging in the sense that she may feel like, oh, I didn't do a good job in communicating the message I wanted. The other card that we have here as well is the King of Wands reverse. So I do wonder if she feels like she has to communicate something that she could not do in the past, because the Wands energy does talk about actions that had to be taken. Is someone that's action oriented, so it is someone that when they want something they go for it. The King of Wands is also a very passionate energy. It is a very spontaneous, sincere, and very genuine one as well, and a very adventurous energy because it's fire. So I do wonder, I keep saying wonder, so there is a chance that with Jihyo, how will her solo do? She may feel like she didn't take enough action to fully communicate a message. So some people may think it's either there's hidden messages, or I don't know. It seems like people are going to kind of like miss the mark on what she's trying to say or do with his solo, and that could bother her a little bit in the sense of like maybe she feels like she didn't do enough to communicate a message properly, or maybe she feels like she didn't reach out to the right people, or I don't know. There's something about like maybe not doing enough to get the outcome that she was looking for in terms of the message. But I don't know, maybe people will be like fans, or people will be too focused on like the numbers and the sales that they don't get the message of what Jihyo was actually aiming for, and that could be frustrating for her potentially. Or maybe Jihyo wants to show like this vulnerable side of herself, but she doesn't want to be too like on the nose about it, that therefore it comes off as like she's holding onto something that people, or like she's like hiding something, when in reality it's just challenging for her to talk about it. I'm not too sure, but there's a sense of like missing the mark or not communicating something clearly, or like there's a bittersweet victory of sorts. I am not sure what that could be, but we will see when that happens, right? Now let's go on to the third question and get I guess an idea of how the general public will perceive Jihyo solo versus the fans. How will they perceive her solo? So let's get one card for the general public. So how will the general public view Jihyo's solo, or how will they perceive it? We have a win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra, so that means that's a good sign. How will the fans perceive or view Jihyo's solo? Oh crap. So I want this one in the first one that fell, but I'll take everything else. Seems like the fans have a lot to say. They have a lot of opinions to voice. We have waning moon with what do you need to release, and we have disseminating moon with time to breathe out. Okay, and then let's just take some more tarot to clarify this. So the general public view on her solo. We have the Four of Cups and the Page of Wands, and then to clarify the fans' view on her solo, we have the Knight of Pentacles reverse, and one more. Oh, or maybe two. The Empress reverse and the Six of Cups reverse. Okay. I see. Okay. So from the fans' perspective, it's very clear to me how they perceive her solo. And from the general public, Yeah, actually, these messages are very clear to me. So, with a full moon in Libra, we have a win-win outcome is forecasted. So, the general public is going to receive Jihyo's debut solo as very well. A lot of people are going to like it. A lot of people, even if they're casual listeners or whoever stumbles upon her music, maybe in stores, maybe just in programs or in shows, or just people that do go out of their way to listen to it, I do feel like a lot of people are going to like it. A lot of people are going to enjoy the music for what it is, even if they don't know Jihyo or if they didn't have any expectations because they don't know her. They will just enjoy the music for what it is, and the promotions are going to do a very good job at making the general public look at Jihyo. Now, with the tarot that we have right here, we have the Four of Cups and the Page of Wands. I do feel that her music is going to reach out to people that feel bored or that feel lost or that feel distracted from achieving their goals, or people that cannot see the blessings that life wants to give them, or that are so busy doing something that is getting away from the goal that they have in mind. So any distractions, like her music is going to kind of remind people or help people kind of focus again on what their goals are, or see the blessings or see the gifts that the universe wants to give them. So there's a sense of hope. Now, I'm saying that as well because this Page of Wands usually describes someone that is inspired, someone that's motivated, someone that is passionate and has like this spark within them that is ready to take on this new journey. So I do feel that Jihyo's music or her solo debut will inspire a lot of people to do something that they had forgotten they wanted to do, or will help them have this epiphany of sorts that will allow the general, so this is general public, so this is people that are kind of like stumble upon her music or are not like hardcore Jihyo fans, right? Like this is people that are kind of like, oh, let me try it out, let me listen to it, or like they just living their normal life and then the message goes through. So I do feel that this could be the people that will get the message, whatever Jihyo's message is. And again, with this Page of Wands, it kind of shows that it will spark something within people that will allow them to continue going towards their goals instead of trying to distract themselves from, maybe they were discouraged that their dreams were not coming through despite their hard work, or maybe these people were so focused on a certain path that they lost the creativity to problem solve something, and after listening to Jihyo's music, they're able to kind of open their mind and see different paths towards the same goal that they have in mind. So something along those lines. So a sense of inspiration and also, I guess, re-energizing people again. Now, how does that differentiate from the fans' view on her solo? Well, I do feel that there's a lot of baggage that the fandom will have in regards to Jihyo, and the tarot tells me that the fans are going to feel very disappointed with their work or their contribution to Jihyo's success, because the Knight of Pentacles talks about someone that could feel disorganized, or someone that is finding it difficult to analyze something, or someone that's over analyzing something and therefore they're not moving forward. Like the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight out of all of the tarot, but I do feel that with it being reversed, it's almost as someone that is being put in a stop, or I wanted to say halt. So again, words that I don't really use. So this kind of shows that the fandom is going to feel like they did not organize themselves enough to make Jihyo's album succeed, or something along those lines. And I'm saying that because we have the Empress reverse. So usually the Empress talks about someone that feels confident, beautiful, someone that is able to manifest anything and is super abundant. So also this is Venus energy. We have Virgo and Venus. So with this card reverse, I do feel that the fandom is going to feel like they couldn't organize themselves to achieve the goals that they promised themselves to achieve in order to make Jihyo look like the Empress. So I'm saying the Empress has someone that couldn't reach their manifestations, or feels like they did not reach the potential abundance they were aiming for. And I'm saying that because I'm connecting that to the Six of Cups, which I usually see as a promise. So with it being reversed, it feels like a promise that was forgotten or a promise that was broken. And in this case, I do feel that maybe the fandom will be very hard on themselves and will see Jihyo's solo as something that they failed to make successful, if that makes sense. Either some people are going to be like, we didn't do a good job with voting, or we didn't do a good job with the sales, or we didn't do a good job in promoting Jihyo's like album, or like we didn't do a good job in this and that. Like, I think this is a very personal way of seeing it, because I do feel that some people, like the majority, is going to feel like this, regardless of how well Jihyo solo does. I think people will just feel this regardless. And I do feel that it's not going to be everyone, but it's going to be the louder bunch of you that is going to feel this way. Like, we didn't do enough. So yeah, the advice here is like, release whatever expectations you may have and just relax and enjoy it. Don't be too hard on yourselves with the numbers. Don't be too hard on yourselves on bragging rights. Like, don't focus on those things. Just enjoy it for what it is. And I'm saying that this is very clear because if this is how the fans will perceive Jihyo solo, it makes sense why we got on the top like this bittersweet energy and also this sense of like lies and deception. I do feel that how will her solo do? Well, maybe since the fandom may feel disappointed in themselves, Jihyo will see that as a reflection of like, oh, maybe we didn't do a good job. And I don't, again, I don't think this is necessarily bad, because I do feel this is just expectations. I don't think the expectations were necessarily too crazy. I just think that people are just being too hard on themselves. And I do feel that Jihyo is that kind of person, someone that puts a lot of pressure on herself and is a very hardworking individual. So I'm not surprised that she will attract people similar to her. So even if everyone's doing well and things are going okay, the pressure is still there because that's just a personality that everyone has. But let's go on to the last question for this reading, which is, what will happen in the future of Jihyo's solo career? So this is past her debut. What will happen in Jihyo's solo career? So we have family, we have fate, strategy, and sweetheart. Okay. And then on the bottom we have alliance. So this is important. Let's take some tarot as well. So Jihyo solo career. I think that's good enough. 3 is an awesome number. So we have 10 of Wands reverse, the Magician, and the Queen of Swords. That's awesome. So I'm saying that's awesome because all of the sword energy that we have gotten with Jihyo previously is kind of like kind of tough with those two, and then the ace is reversed, so that's challenging as well. So yeah, the Queen of Swords upright is a good sign. Okay, so the first card I want to talk about is the Sweetheart card that we have right here. If you look at it, it is showing like a couple that is showing the, like, you know, it's like, oh, we're pregnant, this is our baby. And I was thinking of this because the Empress does talk about fertility, and you can of course use that as like, you know, babies are coming in, but also you can use this as a way of saying like the abundance in a new business. Like there will be success, there will be things taking off in a good way. So with this Sweetheart energy, I do feel that this, like, Jihyo's debut is a good start for a bunch of abundance to come through and for things to go better. Like, there is a sense of like Jihyo's going to, you know, she has taken the first step, and from now on she will just grow more and more. So there's a couple of things that I'm seeing here. So she will see who supports her and who cares about her, because we have alliance and family. So this kind of shows that she will see who's on her side, who's going to help her. And I'm not saying this as in like like, oh, there were people around her that were going to betray her or anything, but I'm saying this more along the lines of she's going to encounter people that will help her with her promotions and will help her with her career, either again promoting it, like outright, like maybe artists saying like, oh no, I love Jihyo's like solo stuff or whatever, or it could be as much as like people, staff working to promote her stuff, like advertisements, um shout outs, social media things, right? So she's going to see who is on her side and who wants to help her out of good faith, if that makes sense, but also who is very good, because we have strategy right here in the Queen of Swords, and who also is very good at marketing her message and her work. Like, we also have fate, so here we're talking about destiny. We do have tarot, so there is a sense that in her solo career, she is meant for success. She is meant to continue growing and manifest a bunch of this beautiful abundance. So I'm saying that because we also have the Magician. So there is this sense that if it's all about timing, so when Jihyo feels called to do something, she should definitely go through with it. Or whenever she takes something out, it seems like it's the perfect time, like the message is just right, or it's following the right trends. And I do feel that this has to do with a couple of things, which is just Jihyo as a individual that is creating her work just kind of does a very good job with channeling the messages that have to go through. But also I do feel that she's surrounding herself by people that are able to catch on to these trends, that will be able to market her very well in her work as well. Also, we have the 10 of Wands reversed. So this kind of shows that maybe she may have a rough start, or she may feel like that at first, but over time she will share her responsibilities with other people, and that will lighten her struggles and her burdens and her responsibilities in such a way that she will be able to focus more on manifesting, on creating, on being in this, in being in her imagination and transforming it into the work that she wants to do for her solo stuff. So there's a sense of being able to relax enough to be in the comfortable state of creation, because the Magician does talk about being able to manifest, being able to create, like you have all the tools to create whatever it is that you want and manifest the life that you want. So I do feel that in her solo career, eventually Jihyo will be able to distribute the work accordingly, so that she has more time to just create the work that she wants to do. And the last card that we have right here is the Queen of Swords. So this kind of shows that it's not the Queen of Hearts. I am sorry. I don't know why that song just came up to my mind. But with the Queen of Swords, it kind of shows that Jihyo's career will eventually show this side of her that is able to communicate quickly. I mean, this is Aquarius energy, so Jihyo will eventually be able to kind of show who she truly is, or the version of her that she wants to show to the public as an individual will shine through over time, and she will feel very happy and proud about that, because it's kind of like being able to just communicate very straightforward. This is who I am, this is my message, and this is my work. And also a sense of like pride of being able to say my work speaks for itself, so like I don't have to prove anything. Also this sense of like she just says the right words to communicate what she wants to communicate. So I think this is beautiful in the sense of like, we started with the Ace of Swords reverse with Jihyo's so busy, all her ideas are jumbled up, she can't communicate clearly. And then we're ending with this Queen of Swords. Hold up. We're ending with this Queen of Swords, which kind of shows that she is I'm saying that and then my throat is climbing up. So we end with this Queen of Swords that kind of shows that Jihyo is finally feeling comfortable and confident with not only her message, but also with her way of communicating and speaking up. I do feel that maybe at the moment it's a bit challenging for her to visualize herself as this Queen of Swords, but she will eventually reach that point. I do feel that it may have been a very harsh transition for her in the sense of like a learning experience. And the only thing that I kind of worry is this energy of like this bittersweet success. Like, I wonder what that is about. But yeah, I hope you guys like this reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to send a lot of love and support to Jihyo. My goal is to have this video ready a couple hours. I always upload at 6 p.m., which is gonna be like 5 hours before her actual music video releases. So I hope that you guys are hyped up. I hope you guys are excited to see what Jihyo has to take out, and make sure that you do give a lot of love and support to her. But I will say thank you for all the love and support you've given to me in this case, and let's hope that, and send good vibes to Jihyo so like that she does well in her solo endeavors. And I will see you in the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Love and healing from my part to you, and bye.